Well, actually, you will lose weight initially if you
Right.
starve yourself. But see, your body is kind of like a ship.
Right,
And if a ship is low on fuel, it has to jettison
Right.
cargo to keep going.
right,
The fuel, in this case, or the cargo, is muscle.
right.
So if you don't feed yourself, your body can only store glycogen, the storage form of carbohydrates, for about 12 hours.
Okay,
After that, it's got to break down muscle and use it for fuel.
that's bad.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but when someone actually finally dies of anorexia, they're
Right.
usually about 50% body fat.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Not that they have a lot of fat,
Right.
but all they have left is some body fat and a skeleton, because
Okay.
all the muscle, when you finally die of anorexia, typically it's because your heart muscle is finally broken down.
Okay,
So if you're going to just try to lose weight by cutting your calories,
right,
your body's going to break down some muscle and adjust. You've then, if you want to lose any additional weight, you've then got to break down more muscle. Eventually,
Okay.
you don't have much muscle tissue, lean body mass, and as soon as you eat a French fry, you're going to balloon up like a whale.
right. Because the body is sucking in all the fat from that in order to.
Well, your body is breaking down the muscle to use it for fuel. So
Okay.
if you don't give yourself any fuel source, your body's not going to want to support that lean body mass, because that consumes a lot of calories.
Okay, water. This is another thing, because I've had people say the strangest things. I had somebody who only drinks soda say, "Oh, I don't like the taste of water. Water's so boring." I've had at least 2 people tell me that, and I could never understand how water could be boring. I mean, aren't you supposed to drink water? So this is another thing that people think that, oh, I drink soda, I drink tea, I drink coffee, so why do I need to drink water? So they see those things as a substitute for water. So if you could explain that.
Okay, well, soda would be a very poor substitute for water. There's, in regular soda, if you want to call stuff that isn't diet regular, you've got a ton of sugar and stuff that's going to do you a lot of harm. They found that diet soda is even worse. There are chemicals in there that do you more harm than the sugar. So soda is definitely not a good choice. My father once, I've always remembered this, he once spilled, I won't mention the soda brand name, but he spilled some on his car. And he found that it eventually not only eliminated the paint, but rusted through the metal.
Right.
Doesn't sound all that appealing.
Yes, imagine what it can do to your stomach lining.
Yes. So soda is definitely not a great choice for a variety of reasons, the sugar content or the chemicals being one of them. Coffee, caffeine in moderation is not necessarily bad, but in excess can be bad.
Right.
Water is, you're going to have to get water in those other things if you don't
Right.
get it through water, but
Right.
pure water is certainly your body's first choice. And having an adequate water intake, because your body is over 50% water.
Right.
And the loss of as little as 1 or 2% can leave you sapped of strength and energy. So you really don't want to live in a state of dehydration.
Okay.
So adequate water intake is important. You can get it, some of it, from the foods you eat. Fruits, vegetables have a high water content,
Right.
but you still want to get enough water, and it's hard to have too much water. You can, there's something called water intoxication,
I've heard that.
where you can actually die, but you're really pushing your water intake to the extreme there. That's like a contest.
Right. I did hear about the guy who died.
Yeah, you're going to have to be on like a radio show,
Right.
trying to drink too much. You really got to try to drink too much water.
Right. Because as a rule, most people, don't drink enough water.
Right.
What would you say is a good amount of water for an average person to drink?
Well, there are a variety of theories on that, but a good rule of thumb is the 8-ounce glasses a day, because it makes it something you can keep track of.
Oh, 8 glasses of 8 ounces.
Right.
Okay.
In fact, my whole second chapter of the book is about water intake.
Right.
The good place to get your sources of water,
Right.
and how much you should drink, etc. And I
Right.
included a chart with 8 like little glasses in it per
Right.
day for a week, and you can just make copies of it, help you keep track of your intake. So
Right.
8-ounce glasses is a pretty good rule of thumb.
Right.
Although, as I say, you do get some water from food, so if you
Right.
tend to eat food sources with a high water content, that will help,
Right.
fruits and vegetables.